Hey guys, I talk about this in many videos, and the other day it was brought to my attention that I haven't explained what a frame actually is, what it means for you and how you get to one. In a nutshell, the frame is your margin that you give yourself and set in order to not deviate from the path to the person you have set as your goal, i.e. what you want to be in the end. It prevents you from doing things that you yourself would reject, guided by your previous upbringing or foreign values. Without frame you do these nevertheless, since it corresponds to the norm, you learned it sometime in such a way, or you are simply a jassager, which cannot assert itself. This mentality of trying to please everyone or making decisions based on feelings and emotions in the moment, no longer exists with a frame. They are fixed rules of the game that are not broken for any person in the world. Of course, you can always check a frame you've set for usefulness and tinker with it. But never will anyone but ourselves be responsible for changing anything about the alignment. Otherwise it would be self-deception and not a frame. You'd be talking yourself into something and thinking of yourself as higher than you can really be. There is no shame in not being able to hold the frame at first. It is much worse to lie to oneself and not to be able to estimate. This is the reason why we make the most stupid decisions. A correct self-assessment is therefore the absolute basis, and if you are not yet far and must first learn to assess yourself correctly, then give yourself the time and work on it first. Everybody starts like this. If you want to skip this step, the best way is to compare it with the training. If you start with weights that you can hardly lift, then it's not effective, and after a short time you stop because you don't see any results. Start small and gradually increase. Now, how do most people come to create such a frame? For most people, intuition and gut feeling take over many important decisions. This may be quite well developed with some, and it fulfills its purpose up to a certain point. For some more, for others less. Honestly, I find it better when it works less, because you have the need to change something earlier. If you fall on your face later, then you have wasted a lot of time and may have to completely reorient yourself. Here, the best example is the first breakup, which really takes you down. You have to do a lot of things intuitively right or look for a partner with extremely low self-esteem to be able to lead a long-term stable relationship without frame. This is because within a relationship you adapt to each other and can become lazy. This would not happen to men with a frame, because they also apply it to their partner, and with their fixed rules they have found a partner who has accepted their frame, copes with it and loves them exactly for being like that. Without frame treated you become more and more alike, you make big compromises, and in the end you are neither the person you were, let alone the person you wanted to be at the time. And guess what would be the more attractive option for the woman? So here we are in the example. Breakup. Emotional pain and self-confidence is down. You don't feel yourself attractive anymore, you think it would never stop, and you absolutely have to pick up where you left off in a lost relationship. There comes a point where you have the choice to focus on yourself and get out of it, or stay down. Either you put up with working on yourself, or it will take a very long time for you to wake up at some point and realize that things will never work out with your ex again, because she just doesn't want you so broken anymore. There would be nothing more to do with you. You would not accept yourself like that. And that is why you must choose the path of self-improvement sooner or later. This will become clear to you at some point, and better sooner than later. When you start doing this and at the same time you start to feel better, then many get to the point where they feel about the same as they did before the relationship. Self-esteem-wise, physically in everyday life is also about the same. Many people who have not dealt much with personality development are now satisfied with this and either remain single for the time being or run into the next relationship. You did something and that was the most important thing, right? Wrong. They got to the point before last time and now they repeat on the same level the mistakes they made last time. Maybe they are more careful in certain points and have more of an eye on it, but overall it's the same crap in green. They get involved, adapt more and more to the woman, because she does that for them and it seems natural to them, and listen to their heart. The fact is that your heart can be a lying fool if you have not internalized who you can and should get involved with. And the question is not even who that is or who is coming in general, but it starts with you. It starts with you long before you can even think about dating again. You are alone and work on yourself and your self-worth. At that moment it is already important to set an ideal as a goal to which you want to become. Not a living or fictional character. Rather a value system in which you clearly place yourself and how you will see yourself in the future and act accordingly. This is the most important point. You must act on it, whether you feel that way or not. Because it is the repetition that gives us habit and security in an act. At some point you don't even think before you act according to your frame, and that's where you want to get. That you can be woken up at night and asked about a topic, and in your half-asleep state you know exactly how you would act without thinking. It will take some time until you can do that, and you will always have your own stumbling blocks. Nobody can tell you how to become or how to react in certain situations and how to set your frame. It's all about you alone, and you need this self-confidence in it, because it happens quite often in everyday life that this is questioned or put to the test. But this can also help you, if you stand by it, to build up self-confidence and above all to make the right people positively aware of you. Of course, also people who can handle it from your circle of friends in front of the head to push, but that is the price for you to become as you want to be and it feels good to you. The statement, just be who you are, you can completely ignore. We are who we are until this very moment. Exactly from now and in the future what we do decides who we will be. Not even so much what we think, because we can achieve much of what we want and what we want to be only through intermediate steps. But even for those, you have to start in the here and now. So never let anyone tell you that it would be enough just to be as you have been so far and to continue that way. Where exactly did that lead to again? Right, into a situation that hurts you so much and has created so much pressure that you are forced to do something to get out of it. And for all of you who don't have enough pressure yet to get a frame. It can't hurt you, but I understand if you don't see the sense in it, or your pressure of suffering is just not strong enough to change something for the better in the long run. I would have felt the same way. That was a typical New Year's resolution that was forgotten before the third week because everyday life was so annoying, or I wanted to change too much too soon. People don't change without having to. Is it therefore mean or nice to wish that you fall on your face with your current attitude rather too fast than too late? Take care, and until the next video.